Welcome to Parlay Power Hour for October 20th, 2021. It is must-win day for the Boston Red Sox. I know it's not mathematically, but it is mentally must-win day for the Boston Red Sox. I broke out the microphone today because we need it. We need the good vibes. I'm joined by G Money Grant Mitchell, our usual host, and then Will Reed, our former co-host, is joining us from sunny Florida. How are the boys doing this morning? I think the boys are kind of buzzing.
The boys are buzzing. I'm high off of a capital 6-3 win over the Avalanche yesterday. They've still been playing good hockey. Baseball is looking great. I put some small money on the Dodgers yesterday. Was very pleased with playoff Cody Bellinger hitting his 3-run home run in the 8th inning. I know we'll get to that a little bit later. But the weather's nice here as well, so I'm feeling good.
Yeah, the Dodgers are like plus 340 and going into the 7th on FanDuel. I was thinking about locking it up. I didn't. I stayed away from it. I bet scared, and I can't bet scared, but playoff Cody. The legend, Grant, of playoff Cody delivered once again. How are you doing today, G-Money?
I'm doing great. I thought I had a chance to win $2,300 off a $2 bet yesterday on the Lakers game. Had a little parlay going. I think it was 11 leg. Looked tremendous going into the fourth quarter. I completely thought I hit the nail on the head, and then the wheels fell off. It was a sad day. I lost $2,300 really I lost $2. So it is what it is.
Let me read you my same game parlay yesterday. It was not pretty. All right. All right, Zach Greinke over 2.5 strikeouts. That was embarrassing. He didn't. Did he even have one last night?
He had a goose egg.
Nick Pivetta over 3.5 hit. Enrique Hernandez to get a hit. That hit. Carlos Correa to have a hit. That hit. Kyle Schwarber to record an RBI. Did not hit. So I mean, I was 3 for 5. But that's amazing. The same game parlays, $10 off that to win 218. Like that's pretty damn good. So you know what? We're going to keep it going today. We're going to be placing a few on playoff Cody tonight. We're going to be placing a few on the Red Sox in a must-win game today. So very excited about that. We're going to save our baseball talks for the end, I think, honestly. Let's go basketball, hockey, and then we'll save baseball for the end because that's going to be the main.
We're all over the place today. We got them all covered.
Hey, every major sport is – no. Tomorrow, every major sport will be played, I believe. No. Yes. Maybe. No baseball tomorrow.
Is baseball on tomorrow? I don't think it is.
No, I think both teams are off tomorrow. Yeah, both teams should be off. All right. So, because today's game 3 from Dodger Stadium. Today is game 3 from Fenway, correct? No.
Game 4.
No. Game 4, yeah.
But I mean game 3 at the stadium before it goes back.
Uh-oh. What?
Who knows?
2.
Will.
Wait, yeah. Hold on. What are you talking about?
Game 2.
It's game 2 at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's game 3 at Fenway. So Red Sox are off tomorrow. And then so there is 4 games tomorrow because Dodgers will play tomorrow night. Football will be on. There will be hockey on. There will be basketball on. It's October.
And there's soccer.
2, 3, 2, or whatever.
Grant, soccer's not a major sport. Get off my screen.
Oh, yeah. It's just the most popular sport in the entire world.
But I'm talking about American sports. The MLS is not considered a major sports league in America. It is.
Yeah, but nobody cares. Nobody watches the MLS anyway.
That's Grant. That's what I'm saying. There's 4.
But soccer's still a major sport. We just don't watch the Americans.
I'm talking about the greatest country in the world.
Major leagues.
Yes, the back-to-back World War champions country, Grant, where there's NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL. Those are the 4 major sports, Grant. 4 major sports in America. MLS is not a major sport here. So, roll Tide. Let's get into it. FanDuel, $1,000 risk-free bet, guys. Lock it up on FanDuel tonight. It's the best in the business, no doubt about it. We love everything on FanDuel. You can bet MLS on FanDuel if you want because they offer lines on everything. So make sure you check that out, $1,000 risk-free bet. Links in the description below. G-Money, should we start with you or should we start with William?
Take your pick.
William. All right, Flyers versus Bruins over 5.5 here. The Bees are rolling right now, 1-0. They'll be 2-0 at the end of the night, Will. First of all, I want to get your prediction on who wins this game and then tell me why you like the over.
Well, I'll go Bruins in this game. The Flyers are a mightily inconsistent team, which is why I've gone with the over in this game also. But this having a basketball, hockey, and baseball bet kind of reminds me back to the summer of Parlay Power Hour. So this is getting a little reminiscent of that. But getting into the over of Bruins and Flyers, the Flyers are coming off of a 6-1 win off the Seattle Kraken on Monday. The Bruins had a 3-1 win against the I forgot who they played in their season opener, but they won. The Stars, yes, thank you. 3-1 game. Jeremy Swayman had 27 saves in 28 games, or 27 saves on 28 shots. The Bruins are a stingy defensive team, which would go against trying to pick the over here in this game, but the Flyers had the worst defense in the league last year, giving up around 3.6 goals per game, which is absolutely atrocious in the NHL. They said that Martin Jones is going to get the start tonight. He had a .896 save percentage last season, and anything under 9 is pretty putrid. So I'm just going to bank off the fact that the Flyers suck on defense. The Bruins have a pretty good offense, and the Bruins are still going to be inconsistent in net. Jeremy Swayman, I think, is going to start again. He had a good game last game, but he's still pretty inexperienced. No Tuukka Rask in Boston anymore, so we don't know what the goaltending situation is. But I like this one to go over.
The Stars, like, were supposed to have a good defense, correct?
Yes.
Because the Bruins they were firing shots on goal against them. In the first period, it was like I think the Stars had like a couple shots on goal compared to the Bruins, who were in double digits.
The Bruins ended with 40 shots in the game, so they did pretty well on the offensive end, and they'll get their opportunities against the Flyers. They turn over the puck a lot, so they'll get some shots in. Brad Marchand's probably going to score another one. He scored 2 goals in the opener with an empty netter, so I like them to score at least 4 goals in this one. The Flyers will probably get around 2. That should cover the over. If not, the Bruins could probably do it by themselves.
Hell of a night for the Bees in the opener, but you know what? It's not hockey season yet. It's not hockey. Talking Boston is not on to hockey season yet. We're still on Red Sox baseball. Gloria, you know what? I woke up today. I woke up still feeling like a champion because we're 2-2. It's a 3-game series, and we got to win today. That's what it comes down to. We're going to go to basketball, then we'll talk about baseball here. G-Money. I just want to say the name of our show is going to be Shooter's Going to Shoot. I like that. Shooter's Going to Shoot. NBA podcast to be released in the next month. Well, give me a month to learn stuff, and we'll rock and roll there. 76ers money line versus Pelicans.
76ers money line versus the Pelicans. The 76ers have a bunch of turmoil going on right now with the whole Ben Simmons drama. It started with him not wanting to take a wide open dunk over a 5'11" defender in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. Didn't attempt a field goal in the final, or attempted 1 field goal in the fourth quarter of the final 5 games of the playoff series in which they were eliminated as the top seed. A whole offseason we hear he wants to trade, he wants out. Ben hasn't spoken to anybody in the organization. Then he shows up at practice without telling anybody on the team he was coming. He wears sweatpants. He has his phone in his pocket. Coach tells him to do a drill. He says no. Doc Rivers throws him out of practice. I think that move, it's fiery. It almost guarantees the end of the relationship there. But I think Doc Rivers having the backbone to kick him out of practice will fire that team up. If he had just stayed there, I could easily see them losing to the Pelicans, even though they are the better team. But I think Doc Rivers, while he may have lost Ben Simmons, I think he got the rest of the team fully behind him with that. So I think the 76ers they're going to have a bit of internal fire underneath them. And also they are just better than the Pelicans. I mean, Zion Williamson he's doing things that nobody has ever done before. And nobody is considering him, a top 20 player in the league, even though if you look at his stats, he undoubtedly is. But he's always hurt. He's quiet. He seems kind of disinterested. He comes into the season, even spends most of the season severely overweight. I mean, a report came out that he was north of 300 pounds during the offseason. This is a guy who's only 6'6", and I know he's a big kid, but, you have a foot injury and you're wondering why, so he's not going to play. Pelicans, they lost Alonzo Ball. They had different components of that team are gone. Obviously, they traded away J.J. Redick last year. I don't think the Pelicans are going to be that good. Brandon Ingram's only a year and some change removed from being an all-star, but I don't see the Pelicans doing any better than maybe 10th in the West this year, whereas I think the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be a top 3, top 4 team in the East, and I think they win this game.
Gloria, you started off 2-0 in NBA. You must have not taken Grant's advice on the Lake Show last night, the lock of the century with the Lake Show.
Stop calling it that. I never said it was a lock.
She said she was going to take that.
She was.
Yeah, I tuned into the show yesterday, and she did say she would take the Lakers.
So, Gloria, you lying to us? Or you just telling G-Money something that he wants to hear? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Is it baseball time yet? It's baseball time.
Can I get some thoughts on my pick, Tanner?
I'll analyze Grant's pick.
I'm so excited for baseball.
You're trying to get out of here in 15 minutes. Just slow your roll.
30-minute show today, boys. 30 minutes.
People may be shy to take this 76ers pick with all the reasons that Grant said. I mean, all the turmoil behind Ben Simmons. What he did in the offseason, trying to get out of Philly. Yesterday, Joel Embiid was quoted as saying he doesn't care about Ben Simmons anymore. He doesn't care what he's up to. Basically saying that he just wants him out of Philly and doesn't want him on the team, doesn't want his presence. But as Grant mentioned, no Zion Williamson either for the Pelicans, so their main star is out. They lost Lonzo to the Bulls. There's no reason that the Pelicans should win this game. I know the 76ers, I like Grant's analysis, thinking that they might have some fire under them because of what Doc Rivers did in practice, getting out Ben Simmons. So I do like this on the money line. I'd even go for the spread probably in this one.
Tanner, to boil it down to its simplest element, Ben Simmons is a multi-time All-Star, multi-first-team All-Defense
I know the
player.
Ben Simmons
And,
story.
and he came to practice. He's making $200-something million on his contract. And Doc Rivers said, "Go home, get out of here." And Joel Embiid said, "We're not here to babysit you." That's what we're
out
doing
of Philly. Like, obviously, everyone wants out of Philly because it's a trash city. But like, why did he want out of Philly?
So Ben Simmons was horrendously bad in the playoffs. The Sixers were the top seed. They lost to the 5th seeded Hawks. Ben Simmons had I don't remember what the score was. Maybe you do, Will. I think it could have been a go-ahead dunk with like 3 or 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. And Ben Simmons was shooting something like 30% from the free throw line. So he was terrified of getting fouled, even though he was standing under, like, with the ball under the hoop, nobody around except a 5'11" point guard. And Ben Simmons is 6'10". And he passed it to somebody else to shoot a 3, and they missed. And that wasn't the game. It wasn't like there are 2 seconds left. There are 3-4 minutes, but it just kind of showed that, wow, this guy legitimately has no confidence whatsoever. It looks like he's given up. And then after the game, Joel Embiid, somebody asked Joel, "Where do you think the game went wrong?" He said, "Well, I think when we had the chance to take the lead and we had a wide open dunk and we ended up I think we got 1 point out of it because I think someone got fouled and they made a free throw." He said, "I think that was a turning point." And then someone asked Doc Rivers, can the 76ers win an NBA championship with Ben Simmons as the point guard? And Doc Rivers said, "I don't know." So that's where it came from. And then Ben just kind of threw a hissy fit and said he was going to get better, decided not to play in the Olympics. Doesn't really look like he's changed anything. Looks like he's being a little brat because this all started from him essentially sucking. So, I mean, yes, I would be disheartened if my coach said he didn't know if he could win with me. But, I mean, it all started from you shooting 30% in free throws. Any one of us could go to the gym and shoot at least 70. It's not hard.
I'd shoot 92.
You wouldn't, but Shooter's going to shoot.
Shooter's going to shoot. Shooter's, that's the pod, man. Shooter's going to shoot. All right, let's talk about Red Sox and Braves and the Dodgers and playoff Cody and all that good stuff. All right, Red Sox money line, -120 versus the Astros. I'm going big screen here, boys. Going big screen here.
Get me off of it.
We got a comment. He's a big baby. Boo-hoo, Ben. All right, Gloria, we're not talking about basketball anymore. We're talking about the Red Sox on the money line. Last night, guys, that damage happened in the 9th inning with 2 strikes and 2 outs. We are 1 strike away from getting out of that.
You got the strike.
Debatable.
Yeah. All right, whatever. We lost yesterday. We lost. And, honestly, I bet the over yesterday because I went into the game thinking Houston is too good not to bounce back. Obviously, I'm a Red Sox fan, but when you're betting, you got to separate betting from your fanhood, right? Houston's too good not to strike back. They did it yesterday, obviously. They did. But here's the thing. We need to win today. Today is a must-win game for the Boston Red Sox, and when the Red Sox are in must-win games, they're pretty damn good this season. You know who's going today, G-Money? You know who's going today?
I do know, and I'm not so sure it's a good thing anymore.
It's Christopher Sale, and it's not a good thing. But here's the thing about Chris Sale. This dude's a big game pitcher. I don't care about what he's done in the past. He needs to step up today. He needs to man up today, and he needs to step up and shut down the Houston Astros. And it's going to be hard because we gave the Astros momentum. They had no momentum. They were dead in the water. Even in a 2-1 game last night, 2-2 game, they were dead. They had no momentum. They just started to hit the ball in the 9th inning last night. So we need to come out. We need to have a great couple innings early. And we need to shut him down. I mean, Chris Sale, not good in his last outing against Houston, 2.2 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Now, we pulled him before the damage got too bad, obviously. But Chris Sale needs to step up today, needs to man up, needs to hit the base, or needs to throw the baseball pretty damn well. We need to hit the baseball, too. That was another thing. Our top of the order didn't hit the baseball. We had a runner on third yesterday. We had a runner on second. Nope, 1 out each time, did not get those guys in. That's not winning baseball. You can't do that against Houston Astros and expect to win. I felt like I was watching. I texted my buddy last night. I felt like I was watching the Yankees series all over again when we got swept when it was 2-1 game going into the late innings, and then Houston delivered. And that was not good for us. That was not good. I felt like I was watching that. So I kind of knew Houston was going to win the whole time unless we scored. Even if we went into that 9th inning tied, I still felt like in extras, if we went to extras, Houston was going to win. But we're going to win today. Red Sox money line. What do you guys think?
I think it was definitely questionable coaching there down the stretch with the rotation of the pitchers that were used. If there's one thing about this upcoming game, yeah, Chris Sale hasn't been that great, but Framber Valdez, he was kind of money in the regular season, but he hasn't been that great either. I mean, he's got a 5.6, I believe, in the postseason. Yeah. Or no, it's a 6.7. That's really bad. And of course, he's only appeared twice in the postseason, so it's not a big enough sample size, but at least you know that he hasn't been that effective thus far. And pitching, a lot of pitching is about trends. Aside from the great pitchers, they can bounce back no matter what. But the other guys, it's about trends. They get hot, they get cold, and to get cold in the postseason, that's a really bad time. We know these guys are going to have a short leash. A, it's the playoffs. B, they haven't been doing that well. And C, both these offenses can be extremely explosive. The one thing to watch for, I think it's going to be, can the Red Sox, close the deal? I mean, that's what haunted them in the last game, and it's also what we knew would haunt them. Watching them all regular season, the reason, Tanner, that I couldn't peg them as a World Series team was I said they're going to be games they should win, and they're going to lose those games, and I think that's what's holding them back. And I think yesterday was an example of one of those games, and I think they have to avoid that if they want to prove that they belong in the World Series.
No, championship teams win that game yesterday. Here's the bottom line. If you go to Houston needing to win 2 games, you're not going to the World Series. You need to win today, and you need to close it out in 6 games, because if it goes to 7 games, like Houston can afford to lose today and go back to their home and still win 2 games. The Red Sox cannot. They need to win today, and they need to close out in Game 6. We look back at the 2017 ALCS between the Yankees and the Astros. The Yankees gave them life. I believe the Yankees went to Houston only having to win 1 game, if I'm correct. Will, do you know this?
No, I do not.
Okay, we should have CT6K. I believe they went back to Houston having to win 1 game, and they gave them life, and Houston closed out the series in 7 games. This is a good Houston team. This is a very good Houston team. But bottom line is, I believe the Red Sox win today. Can we talk about one thing, though, first? Last night, I'm sitting on my couch. I'm downing s'mores friendly ice cream, and Reese's peanut butter cups, like just popping them left and right. And I'm listening to I'm listening to Nathan Eovaldi throw 100 miles an hour in the grunts. Like, it hurt my stomach. Will, did you feel the same way? Did you hear that? Like, it lit up my apartment. Like, it was echoing off the walls.
I did hear that, but I also wanted to agree with Grant that I saw some questionable coaching decisions last night when it came to the pitching rotation. I mean, we all knew it when Martin Perez stepped onto the mound that good things weren't going to happen for the Red Sox. I mean, I was sitting next to CT6K, and he was like, "Oh, you can turn off the TV now because Martin Perez is in the game and something bad's going to happen." But
Go ahead.
I was like, it should have been expected at that point. I mean, all the momentum was on Houston's side after that. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs left. They scored a double or a RBI double with 2 outs left from Castro. So everything was on Houston's side. I didn't expect much out of the Red Sox anyway in the bottom of the 9th after that. So they were pretty much dead in the water at that point.
Well, I texted you guys right when Perez came in. I say he's going to give up a big hit here, and what happens? So,
yeah.
And this is the thing, right? It almost doesn't matter who you bring in that situation, unless they're one of the 2-3 best closers in the league. They're really going to struggle to get out of that situation between the momentum the Astros were building, where the players were where the base runners were. The fact that they're very high stakes in this game, they just set him up for failure. So you can't be totally mad at him. I mean, it ended up becoming a total disaster. But with how good Eovaldi has been, even though he was looking a little wobbly, I would have just left him in.
Yeah, but again, too, you got to think. I'm going to defend Alex Cora. It's my manager right now. I'm going to defend him. You got to think about Eovaldi's going to be out there Game 7, right? So you can't have him throw a million pitches. You got to take him out in that moment. And again, I mean, They use the whole bullpen. Both bullpens are just depleted right now. And by the way, we got to give a shout out to Nick Pivetta, who was sensational last night. I mean, he's showing why it was his first playoff start, and he was just dominant. So that was cool to see. But again, this is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game tonight. The winner, if the Red Sox win, they still don't have this thing locked up. They need to win in 6 games. If it goes to Houston and Houston only has to win 1 of the next 2, it's over. I'm going to say that right now. People can say, oh, you're a Red Sox fan. Believe. No, you cannot go to Houston. If you go to Houston having to win 2 games, it's a death sentence. That's the bottom line. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about playoff Cody.
Whoa. Talk about his team first. There you go.
Yeah, I know. Let's talk about playoff Cody and the thing. I don't agree with this bet. Like, it's a risk-free bet, but you are giving money to the sports book. The Dodgers are going to come out and steamroll the Atlanta Braves today. They have Julio Urias on the mound. I don't agree with this at all. This was not my pick.
Tanner, I'm cutting you off. Okay. We make these risk-free bets together, right? I said, hey, Braves. I said Braves plus 176. Tanner, what do you think of that? He's like, yeah, that sounds good. Go for it. And this isn't the first time you've done this, Tanner. I'm calling your ass out.
I was dealing with
multiple times. No. Zip it, okay? There have been multiple times where we come on the show, we make picks together, we get on the show, and you say, you know what, Grant? I really don't like this. I don't know why you chose it. Huh? What do you do? Are you trying to set me up for failure while we're on live television?
While we're on national? No, here's the thing. I was dealing with an editing issue this morning. I was doing bigger things, Grant. I was dealing with an editing issue, and I had to take care of that. And you suggested Braves money line 176. This is a good risk-free bet. If you want to give money to the sports book for a risk-free bet, this is great. Like this probably has a 10% chance of hitting because the Los Angeles Dodgers are back, and they're going to win in 7. They might win in 6 games. Honestly, they might.
You know what? You already signed off on it. It's too late. Will, You were here. Tanner and I said yes, and you said I'm neutral. Is that not what happened?
Yeah, I gotta back up Grant on this one. I said it could go either way. I'd lean toward the Dodgers, but Tanner wrote it off immediately. He's like, that's good. That's good.
This is a great risk-free bet, boys. This is a great risk-free bet, but I'm just saying.
Is it a great risk-free bet? Is it a great risk-free bet, or are you giving money to the sports books? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Listen, if my ex-girlfriends walked in with knives pointed to my head and said, I got to make the right decision right now, I would say I'm going to go with the Dodgers. That's all I'm saying. But this is a great risk-free bet. If I wasn't going to die, if I had to make the pick here, I would go with the Atlanta Braves.
Why would it matter where the knives were pointed? It's not a gun.
You run. What do you do? No, you run at a gun. You run from a knife. You run at a gun. That's from what movie is that? That's from The Irish. Is that from The Irishman? No.
No, hell no. My dad told me that when I was 6.
No, it's in a movie. It's from The Irishman. Like The Irishman on Netflix. Like that was in that movie.
Okay, but it's much older than that.
But it's not from it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like Grant. It's like Rent Free, right? Rent Free.
It's not from it. No, it's referenced. It's not from.
But it's like Rent Free. It's like someone saying Rent Free, like it's their slogan, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. All right.
We all know someone like that.
We all do.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Since you're just going to be a backstabbing little B word, we are going with the Braves at plus 176. First of all, tremendous value for a team that is up 2-1 and realistically should be up 3-0. I mean, Cody Bellinger absolutely saved the Dodgers season with what he did, and we're going to get into him in a second. But the Braves were winning that game. They were winning in the 8th inning, I believe it was when Cody and the Dodgers struck. You've got Julio Urias going for the Dodgers, and this is a bit of a controversial opinion, I guess. The Braves are undecided. At least that's what I've got on my end, if either of you two can find something else. Julio's going for the Dodgers. He has an 18 ERA in the playoffs, and he led the league in wins during the regular season. You know, normally he's lights out, but they brought him in for an inning of relief. He gave up 3 hits, 2 earned in 1 inning, and in the couple of starts before that, he gave up a run in each of them, and that's not terrible at all. But I'm looking at what he's done recently against this Braves team. He lost them the game. They were winning when they brought him in, and the Braves, they're just clicking. That's all there is to it. They're kind of like the Nationals the year they won their World Series. You know, they weren't the most, you know, overwhelming talented team on paper, but they were just clicking and you just couldn't stop them. And one thing I do want to say, I heard the announcer saying, you know, you can see this Dodgers team missing Max Muncy out there. don't care if that's true. The Braves are missing Ronald Acuna. You know, the Dodgers have no excuse. Tanner, what do you say? Money wins. Like money wins, and the Dodgers are losing. This has nothing to do with the players they're missing. The Braves are just very hot, and I think they're going to win again.
I genuinely think the Dodgers will steamroll them today and win the rest of the series. But I do like this bet for a risk-free bet. Money wins. If the Dodgers lose to the Braves, it would be one of the biggest upsets in the history of Major League Baseball because, again, the Dodgers spend a lot of money on players, and the Braves really shouldn't be here. We talk about the Red Sox should not be here. The Braves should not be here. I mean, they are playing better than they are. So, who knows? Should be an interesting game. William, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the Dodgers in this one. I think there's a good chance that they win because although Grant said they should realistically be up 3-0, I don't think we can say that because the Dodgers should have won at least one of those first two games. They choked just like the Braves did last night, as you mentioned with Julio Urias giving up a few runs there when he came in relief. So the Dodgers have made some mistakes. The Braves made a mistake last night giving up that 3-run home run to Cody Bellinger. But the Dodgers are the better team. I believe they'll pull through. Julio will probably bounce back. With the value, this is a good risk-free bet, but I think the Dodgers pull through.
Yeah. Cody Bellinger to hit an RBI tonight at plus 125. This is our lock, and it's positive odds. Playoff Cody. Let me tell you a little something about playoff Cody, Grant.
No. Before you do, stop talking like I hate Cody Bellinger.
You don't hate Cody. You hate playoff Cody. You hate playoff Cody.
No, all I said is he's not going to hit a home run every single game. Every morning we get on here, Tanner goes risk-free bet Cody Bellinger to go yard every day. So I have to.
What happened last night, G Money? What happened last night?
It was the first time, and you gave up on Cody Bellinger because he wasn't in home runs.
I didn't give up on shit. I love Cody. Listen, I've been a playoff Cody man from day one. Okay, I told you going into the regular season he was going to have, or during the regular season he wasn't great. He was hurt. Blah blah blah. But I said as soon as October came around, Cody Bellinger gets aroused by the month of October. That's what it comes down to, Grant. And that's why he's playing so good in the playoffs right now. 7 hits in 24 at-bats. Huge home run last night. I mean, let's see. How many are 6 RBIs, 4 walks. The dude is still legit. He struck out 9 times. It's a little embarrassing, but it's because of the swing path. We gotta work on the swing path with Cody.
Here comes the swing coach.
We gotta work on the swing path with Cody. But you know what? The dude connected with the baseball last night, and with his swing, if he connects with the baseball, it's leaving the yard at Dodger Stadium. It's going to happen again tonight. Playoff Cody to record an RBI as a lock. This will be included in my same game parlay on FanDuel Sportsbook. Shout out to FanDuel. $1,000 deposit. No, risk-free bet in the description below. Go FanDuel. William, what's your thoughts?
Well, that pitch Cody Bellinger connected on last night was way high, out of the zone, and he still managed to hit it out of the yard. He has been pretty good in these playoffs. You mentioned the 9 strikeouts. Those are what it is on that. But he has been clutch. And if the Dodgers are going to score runs today, I don't know where Tanner's off to, but if the Dodgers are going to score runs today, Cody Bellinger is probably going to be involved.
Yeah, I agree. Cody Bellinger has been money in the playoffs. Don't listen. Tanner likes to make up a bunch of shit, saying I hate the Red Sox, saying I hate Cody Bellinger. There's a couple others out there. I don't. All I said was Cody Bellinger wasn't going to go yard every game. I think that he has proven to be one of the more clutch players. I think you still got to say Chris Taylor's probably been the most clutch guy on this team, but I think Cody Bellinger is going to come up big for him too. We all like it. That's why it's our lock.
All right, so here's the baseball. All right, the microphone's the baseball. So last night he got that pitch in the zone. Cody Bellinger swing. Now, granted, I'm going off my years of like JV baseball for this. I was a Division I football player though, so had to throw that in there. He's coming in like he dips on that back to get the launch angle. Everyone's all worried about the launch angle, getting that thing. So he got a ball up in the zone that he was able to lift. But most of the time, this dude's trying to hack. Like he's trying to hack on 2 strike counts, not put the ball in play. That's why he's striking out so much. But hey, if he connects with it, if he gets up and under, that shit's leaving the yard. All right, there you go. How was that?
Thank you for that breakdown, Tanner.
No
you
problem.
really have a future in the profession.
Beautiful demonstration. I need you to do the drawing on the boards with the telecast like they do in football.
I would do that. I could do that. Well, I could do it. I'll do it.
I'd like to see you give some shooting breakdown on shooters gonna shoot. I'd like to see your form.
That's all. That's why I'm on the show. Shoot, you got to gooseneck it.
Do you know what beef stands for, Tanner?
Beef?
Yep.
Oh,
no.
This is a throwback.
Yeah, this is every
Like-
4-year-old.
like we got beef, man, like that.
No.
All right. I was a terrible listen, like me on the basketball court, like I'm gonna be honest, I'm just a gritty basketball player. Like I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm not a good shooter, I'm not a good scorer, but you know what? I'm a hell of a defender.
You're
I'm
a screen and roller.
Listen, I'm gritty. That's what it comes down. I'm a gritty basketball player. When I'm on the baseball field, I played men's league baseball up till a few years ago, and then I realized when I was getting like 90 on the black by dudes that are washed up that used to play like minor league baseball, I was like, I got to give this up because I'm not that good. All right, but I could hit. Like I was a decent hitter. Played high school baseball, whatever. And then football wise, I was a football player, offensive lineman, 300 and something pounds. That was my best sport. Had too many concussions, had to stop playing college, but made it to Division I football. So you know what? I could do a little everything. I'm just a gritty guy.
You can do a little bit of everything. You just had to eat 4 dinners per day, and then you got to where you were.
Yeah. That's why he was filling up on the s'mores ice cream and Reese's cups yesterday.
Oh,
he's throwing back to his Division I lineman days.
He was comfort eating. He misses being obese.
Do you want to know what my day of eating was? Do you want to know this right now on the last minute of the show? Here, this will be my final thought. I
have a fairly good idea.
All right, this was.
It's probably not glamorous.
This was my typical day of eating. All right, so I wake up, I'd go get a 5-egg omelet with egg whites, 5-egg omelet with egg whites, 2 bagels, Lucky Charms. When they had Lucky Charms, it was so good. Bacon, sausage, like the whole 9 yards in the morning. Maybe even make myself a waffle if I'm feeling good. Who knows? Go back. Then I'd go like ever workout, lift. If it was like a Tuesday, Thursday in season, whatever, I'd have 2 bottles of protein recovery. So they were each 350 calories. That's 700 calories right there. Then I would go eat like a protein bar. I needed more protein. Did you say something, G Money?
I said good math.
Damn right.
Your career got ended by concussions, so it's good to see you still have the cognitive processing.
All right. So after I down all that, I'm like, all right, I'm feeling good, whatever, feeling good. Go to lunch. All right. Depending on what I have for lunch. So I'd have, chicken, steak, rice, like a lot of that stuff, whatever. Or I'd have pasta and pizza, depending on the day. Probably more pasta pizza. I love pasta and pizza. All right. So down that. All right. Ice cream. I would have ice cream before practice because I'm like, why not? And then I'd go have like a pre-practice like workout shake, whatever, go to practice, come back, have 2 more of those shakes. It's another 700 calories. Then eat dinner. Now, chicken, steak, rice, bean, whatever, all that good stuff, more ice cream. And then at night, like at like midnight, I would go to Wawa and I'd get like a steak sandwich or because Wawa is amazing. Steak sandwich. I'd get chips. And then I would eat a whole nother pint of ice cream. Like I used to just eat a pint of ice cream just for fun. I'm like, I'm going to eat a pint of ice cream tonight. And I look at myself and I wonder why I got up to 340 pounds. And that's amazing too, that I didn't get to like 400 because like I was obviously burning a lot of calories, but that was my day of eating. And that's my final thoughts. My other final thought is I will go first today. Chris Sale. I got to make the camera big. Whoa, no.
Whoa.
Chris Sale, Christopher Sale. The whole city of Boston is on your back right now, and you need to deliver tonight. That's why you're the captain of this team. That's why you're the ace, and that's why you're going to get the job done. I believe in you. The city believes in you. Best of luck tonight. We'll be watching. All right. William, final thoughts. Let's make you big.
Final thoughts. Starting pitching won't matter in the Astros. Red Sox game. Chris Sale has been bad in these playoffs. Humber has been bad. Walker Buehler looked bad yesterday. Starting pitching won't matter. It will come down to the offenses and how much these depleted bullpens can do. Final thoughts. I think the Red Sox can probably pull through with this game over in the Boston Flyers game, and go Dodgers.
G Money.
Bring Coach Ed Orgeron to Blacksburg. That's my final thought.
You didn't want that yesterday. You said you didn't want that.
No,
Bring him to Miami.
I don't want him to be the play caller. If he comes as the figurehead and he brings an OC with him, I'm good.
Well, he's a defensive guy. He's not calling the plays. He might call defense.
Bring him to Miami.
But he's not being a defensive guy here. We've got one of the best coordinators in the country, and he's like 30 years old, so he's staying.
All right, go Coach O. I love Coach O. Did you see this? I saw the blog on Barstool yesterday about how Coach O used to bring his like girlfriend's kids to practice and let them do drills with the players and stuff. And it was like Coach O's a simp.
I mean, that's cool though.
That is. Cool.
I'm just imagining I'm walking down Main Street and I see Coach O jogging by.
Go Hokies. Go
Because
Hokies.
he moves in slow motion in real life, which I think is awesome.
Go Hokies, baby. And a big win over Florida. I feel bad for Coach O the way he went out. He's finishing the season there, right?
Yeah.
I still feel bad for him though. Win national championship and leave. Joe Burrow was getting emotional. They asked him like what Coach O meant to. He was getting emotional the other day. I was sad. But anyways, it's gonna be a happy day because this is
Bring Joe Burrow to Blacksburg.
Bring Joe Burrow to Blacksburg. Have him be the OC. Who cares about the Bengals? This is the best hour of your day. This was the best hour of your day, and the boys were buzzing today on Parlay Power Hour. William, thank you for joining us from sunny Florida. G Money, we will be back tomorrow. William, are you gonna make another appearance this week?
I probably will.
Friday.
I'll come in on Friday.
My birthday is Sunday, so I need you. That's my birthday present.
Birthday wishes on Friday.
Damn right. One thumb, one finger, one pinky, all love. Go Red Sox. We will see you tomorrow for another episode of The Electric Factory. Rent-free, G Money. Rent-free.